Okay. So, what we're about to do is probably one of the worst sections of the game. It's super unfun. Everyone hates it. It's apples. Note that a better tutorial for this section, I say might, uh, but I hope the true answer to this is probably and definitely. I hope a better tutorial will come out in the future for this. But given that this is the sort of first tutorial for apples that exist, or first video tutorial for apples that exists, I'm going to do my best and try to explain what's going on here. So something that I actually messed up during the chapter 10 to apples transition, because, recording and all of that, is during uh, the hub load, you want to swap from Stealth Elf to Cinder. This is because Cinder's Lightning is a really good widespread attack, and this ensures you actually get to hit the sheep. It'll also inflate them, which will keep them inactive for enough time to be able to knock them away and safely collect apples. Each apple tree can grow at a different rate, anywhere from about 5.5 to 11 seconds. We believe the growth rate distribution is uniform, so it is equally likely to be, 5.5 versus 11 seconds. At least that's what we believe. Note that a tree will not change its rate once it starts growing, so each tree gets locked to whatever growth rate it gets. So if it starts growing at, say, 6 seconds, it'll continue to grow apples at a 6-second rate. And there are 3 trees, so you can get, 3 different growth rates as well. So you might have a slow tree, you might have a fast tree, you might have a medium tree, but you get 3 chances effectively at getting a good tree. What you need to do is you need to collect 15 apples total. So I forget what exactly the math works out to. Maybe I will do the math in the future, but this section I think optimally can be done in like a minute 10, something like that. I don't want to say that with full confidence, but if it goes really bad, it can take upwards of 2. So I believe at the time of recording, the Glitchless full game world record has I believe a minute 20 apple split, which I believe is okay to good, but in any case, enough yapping about all that. What we'll do, I guess, to salvage this, you want to swap to Cinder during the cutscene, or during the hub load. But because we're here, I'll have to swap to it once I gain control. So the moment I gain control, I'm swapping Stealth Elf off. I'll actually swap back the filter to use Cinder. There we go. What else do I have to explain? To start this, you'll want to dash to the apple orchard and immediately attack all of the sheep nearby. What you want to try to do is push them all off to the side, and ideally you group them together to keep them in one place. This just makes it easier to keep an eye on all of them rather than having to dart around and fly over to attack certain sheep. So you want to fly over. I don't know why that sheep is not. Sometimes sheep can be weird. And what you want to do is you just want to keep an eye on the sheep the best you can. Keep them inflated, keep them off to the side. And as this progresses, apples, I don't think there's a limit to how many apples there can be. So, as the apples spawn, just try to collect them if you can, but if they kind of bunch up in a corner where there aren't any sheep, you can just leave them there and there's no problem. A quick correction, so there is a limit to the amount of apples that can be on screen at any given time. so you generally want to try to collect them as quickly as possible. If you leave like 1 or 2 in the corner, it's not a huge deal, but if you have too many on screen, the game will stop spawning them. So just try to get them as soon as you can. I'm not sure what the limit is, but you just need to be aware of that. Also, like I mentioned, correcting in the intro, you do not want to have Cinder's Soul Gem upgrade. This is because the Haunted Ally will attack the sheep when you want to be using lightning instead. So just be mindful of that as well. Yeah, so as they spawn in, try to collect them when you have a good opportunity to do so. So if there's a sheep that's about to eat one of your apples, either try to grab that apple before. If it's an apple that you can grab, like it's fully grown, you'll want to try to grab it. But if it's still growing, you just need to attack the sheep before you go do something else. If you push an inflated sheep off a cliff, it'll respawn and go back into an active state. So ideally, you don't push them off a cliff. I think in this demonstration, the apple rates were actually really fast, which is wild. But in any case, I don't really have other notes for how to do apples. This is the sort of thing where you just kind of need to practice, get good at it, and hope that you get decent RNG. And again, I think that a better tutorial for how to do this section specifically will come out in the future, but that will not be by me. Anyway, to conclude this, after collecting all 15 apples, you want to decline Arbo's request to go to Chapter 11, or at least the initial request. And then you'll want to dash over to him and then say yes. This way you'll be able to skip the cutscene going up the vine. And this is slightly faster than just waiting out the cutscene. So you want to decline, skip, fly over to him, talk to him, and then you can skip the cutscene, no problem. And that's the end of apples.